So when you're reading the Bible, folks, that's what we have to do. We have to read it with understanding. You have to read it the way God wrote it. And you have to let the Bible define the terms for you. If you try to fit today's terms into the Bible, you're going to breed nothing but confusion. You're going to take stuff completely out of its context, and you're going to change the meaning. Now, you don't purposely mean to do that, but that's what's going to happen. All right, so when the Gnosticisms came in, it started off with the Jews. Why? Because the Jews did not believe that God was going to be a man. So when Malachi said that suddenly he's going to send his servant, John the Baptist, ahead of him to prepare his way, and then suddenly the Lord whom you seek will appear. They didn't believe that that was going to be a man. And what did they believe? They believed the same thing the Old Testament. The same thing, I can do it right here. The same thing the Old Testament said. They believed that Christ, the glory of God, not the man, was going to show up. How? As a cloud or as a pillar of fire, just like he did over the tabernacle and over the first temple that Solomon built. So when did God show up in the tent of meetings? How did people know God was there? That is his very presence. The cloud descended according to the Old Testament. And it wasn't just dark, puffy stuff. No, friend. It was a gloriously bright cloud. I think I have a picture of it to show you. Somebody had posted this, and when I seen it, I said, oh, that's a great picture. Let me see if I have it here. Because it was probably one of the best pictures I've seen. Oh, man, I don't. I'm going to have to put it up so I can show you. Let me check here. No, I don't. Anyhow, I'm going to have to pull it up to show you. Because it was a beautiful picture. And it's a visual that helped people understand exactly what God means when he said he showed up and all this stuff, and how the Israelites, what they saw. But that's what he's talking about. All right. So that's what was the expectations of the high priest Caiaphas and those folks. They didn't expect a man. They expected God to show up in a cloud, a bright glory cloud, or in a fire at night. Okay. So they bring that to none effect. So this is prevalent. Prevalent, that is the denial of Jesus being God. Listen, folks. Mormonism denies that Jesus Christ is God. Jehovah's Witness denies that Jesus Christ is God. Listen, folks, if you're in either one of those, run for your life. Get out. Why? Because they are cults. They are total antichrists. Muslims don't believe that Jesus Christ is God. Islam. If you're in that, get out. There's no salvation there. You can't be both Muslim and Christian. You can't be in agreement with Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, in Islam, in Buddhism, in Hinduism. You can't be an atheist. You can't be in any of those things that deny that Jesus Christ is God. If you're in there and you're calling yourself a Christian, friends, then you're not. You can't be. Why not? Because it takes God's blood to save. And if Jesus Christ isn't God, then he cannot save you. And he has sin. And we all know that Jesus Christ did not have sin. Okay, so 1 John, the entirety of the book was written right here. It was written to address this problem. So when you're reading the book of First John, let me show you how it starts off to show you exactly what I mean. So you understand what Gnosticism is. Gnosticism is where they deny that Jesus Christ, the man, is God. Now, the Jews started that. It started off in Judaism, and then it went to others after that. So look at First John. First John was written specifically to address that problem. Okay? And Galatians was written specifically, the whole book, to address the problem of legalism. So if you got a problem with legalism, and you got a problem with other people that you know who are in legalism, you guys go do a study on the book of Galatians together, and you'll quickly get rid of that legalism mess. All right, look at look how he starts the epistle. Now, with that understanding in mind, that John is combating this Gnosticism stuff. And this isn't the only place, and John wasn't the only one that had to address it. Paul had to address it too. But John did a wonderful job here with addressing it. Look at what he says. That which was from the beginning, yes, before creation, which we have heard. John says, I heard him with my own ears, which we have seen. Hey, this wasn't some vision. This was literally, I was open, I was up and aware. All my senses was alive and going. We have looked upon. He said, wait a minute. Hey, seen and looked upon are the same, not in the Bible. You can see something without looking upon it. Looking upon it means simply an inspection. Seeing is natural. You and I see the board. You and I see other people as we're in stores, right? But to look upon something is to look with a desire. All right? For example, you go in a store, a crowded store, and there are lots of people, both males and females. And if you're a female, you see other men. You're married, or you're single, either way. You see men. And as a male, you see women. They're there. I know they're there. I can see them with my own eyes. But I'm not looking upon them. The word look in the Bible means desiring to have. David looked upon Bathsheba with a desire to have her. When you go in the store, you're not looking upon people to desire them. You see them. They're there. I can tell you that there was men, women, and children in there. I can tell you there were some animals there. You see the animals. You're not looking upon them to desire them. So that's the difference in the Bible between seeing. He's seen him just, hey, I seen he was there. But then I looked upon him. I desired to be with him. That's what he's talking about. When I seen him and looked at him to know him, desiring to be with him.